Hi, Lexi Daly here with your next Stamp-A-Faire challenge, the Garden Whimsy pop-up box card. Start off by gathering all of the die cuts you need, or if you don't have the kit, printing and following the PDF for the box shape. I also cut multiples of stems, grass, and flowers to get me started. Set your flower and garden pieces aside for a little while and let's focus on the box. So the best thing to do first is to get yourself set up with all of your score tape on the folding tabs ready to go. One on each of the inserts, you have a folding tab on either side, and you need two of the box die cuts, and there is a tab on each of those. If you're using the PDF, then you have one long piece for the box with a single tab, and you can do one of two things. You can use the measurements on it to measure out your own, or you can actually print it and use that too, although the lines will show a little bit on your work. I made them a pale gray to make it less obvious, so that's up to you on how you think it'll show or affect your design. Now, if you noticed, I just folded one of the top folds on that first box part because you do need one back panel that's going to stand up straight behind your garden. And on the other piece, you fold both of them. So now we're going to put that together to get our long box piece. And for the moment, we're just going to adhere the two together, but not make the box entirely. And now it's a good time to stamp the back of the box if you want some decorations on the outside. I put minimal decorations on the outside so that the focus is on the colorful decorations on the inside. But I didn't just want plain cardstock, so I did this tone-on-tone border along the top and bottom with one of the sentiments on the lower right-hand corner that you'll see when you take it out of the envelope. So there are small images in the accompanying stamp set, and there are several different sentiment options to choose from. I decided to make mine a birthday card, and I started with Hello Sunshine. And then that smaller piece is going to go on the flip down fold across from the back when you open it, and we'll adhere that later. And then the long skinny one goes on the unfolded back panel, and it adds further stability to that panel. And so now we're going to start working on the garden portion. I'm adding another strip of score tape along the top, and that's where I'm going to build my garden. So for starters, I'm going to get all of my stems and flowers and assemble those first. The stems are very delicate, but I really wanted that look of kind of like a wildflower garden. And then the die cuts have holes which give them a little bit of interest, but if you would like to add further interest, you can color around those holes, add a little bit of marker detail. I like them just as is. And so what you see me doing is kind of following the design team tips technique that I posted yesterday with these flowers. I am using 2 die cuts per flower, gluing the front of one, sticking the stem in, and then adding another flower on top of it to hold it all together. I've been arranging them as I go into 2 rows of flowers for the box. I decided to put 3 on the front row and 4 on the back row. Once you like the arrangement of your flowers, simply uncover the adhesive and stick them into place. I decided to stick them a little bit lower on the tape so that they were more stable and they'll be anchored down better. I'm also checking to see the height one in front of the other and making sure that I can see a good part of the flowers through the others. And so here I'm just setting them in, and then I will snip off the long edges of the stems and cover them with 2 panels of grass each. for interest. You could do this in one color, or you could do this in 2 shades of green to make it even more interesting. So now that these flower panels are ready, it's time to assemble the box. With the tab to your left, the 3rd panel should be the unfolded panel, which will be the back of our box. And then we take the 2 grass pieces, and adhering them on the left side only, we space them evenly on the 2nd panel. So you'll see that the tapes are facing out on the right-hand side. Once you fold in the box, as you can see, you uncover the tape and press it all down while it's flat. Then you can open it up, turn it the other way and press it down, and make sure you have a nice good fold. The front of the box is where it says Hello Sunshine in my case. Now that you know the height of the flowers, you can place in the sun and the cloud to finish off the backdrop to this scene. It's also a good time to add that small sentiment panel to the drop-down flap opposite the backdrop. This layer will also fit on the other flaps or the lower sections of the box if you want to decorate your box in a different way. So now it's time to add in our little flying bee or butterfly. I've decided to do the bee. I die cut it in white so that I could color it in. Yellow on the body, black on the head and antenna, and a little bit of shimmer on the wings. And then I'm assembling it the same way as I did the flowers. Adhesive on the plain die cut, and then instead of a stem, I'm using a strip of clear cardstock, and then the colored die on top of that. With liquid glue, you have a little time to slide your pieces into place and move your clear cardstock around so that your bee is facing the direction that you want it to be facing. Then you just need to find a place in the box where you want it to be. Add a little score tape to the bottom and press it into place lightly with your finger from below, and then press the box together to set the tape into place. So now let's take a look at the completed card as your recipient would. Pull it out of the envelope flat, the nice subtle decoration on the outside, and then popping it open to this colorful garden in 3D on the inside. And on the back, an additional sentiment to finish things off, and also space for you to sign the card. And there you have it, the Garden Whimsy pop-up box card. Head over to the Paper Tray Ink blog to find out how to link up and play along. I can't wait to see what you create. Thanks for watching. This has been Lexi Daly for Paper Tray Ink. Bye!